YouTube! What's going on? Your boy Juliano. Jay the Kid is back with
Alyssa.
And today we are reacting to Lewis Capaldi, Before You Go, acoustic cover by Cimorelli. Also, there's a lyric discussion at the end, so that's dope. While we get this going, though, I want to make sure I pronounce your name right, so I'm going to pull up the notification shout out. It goes to Jing Wen. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. Actually, I pinned one of their comments. Did you see? I pinned one of their comments and they put it on their Instagram story.
I did see that. Was that the VR one?
Yeah, I love that comment. It was so funny. Thank you so much for your support. We appreciate you 110%. Make sure, please keep that same energy. Keep bringing it to this channel, man. We appreciate every ounce of what you do for us. But yeah. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into the video. Oh, before we do that, though, just so you know, if you want a post notification shout out as well, make sure you subscribe, turn them notifications on, and follow us on
IG.
Yeah, that's what we do it. I couldn't even talk. If you want an extra chance to do it, just a little extra boost, just join our Discord. Now, Jing Wen isn't in our Discord, so you still have a chance to win if you're not in our Discord, but it just boosts your chances a little bit more. But yeah, let's get it.
Hey, I'm Christina.
I'm Catherine.
I'm Lisa.
I'm Amy.
I'm Lauren.
And we're Cimorelli.
We're all sisters ages 21 to 29. We make original music, covers, and other fun videos, and we upload every single Cimorelli Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time.
Follow us on Spotify where you can listen. Follow us on Spotify where you can listen to this song and a ton of
You got this, Laura. You got it.
Follow us on Spotify where you can listen to this song and a ton of other covers and originals.
We're gonna do Before You Go by Lewis Capaldi. And after, we're gonna do a discussion of the lyrics similar to how we do the Cimorelli podcast.
Real quick, before they get into the song, guys, if you hear any popping noises, anything, any explosions, it is the 4th of July. So our neighbors...
Well, 4th of July weekend.
Yes, it's 4th of July weekend, sorry.
People like to start early.
Yeah, our neighbors they're lighting it up, so... Yeah.
I fell by the wayside like everyone else. I hate you, but I was just kidding myself. Or every moment I start to replace, 'cause now that they're gone, all I hear are the words I needed to say. When you hurt under the surface, like troubled water running cold. Well, time can heal, but this won't. So, before you go, was there something I could have said to make your heart beat better? If only I'd have known you had a storm to weather. So, before you go, was there something I could have said to make it all stop hurting? Kills me how your mind can make you feel so worthless. So, before you go, was never the right time, whenever you called, went little by little until there was nothing at all. Or every moment I start to replay, but all I can think about is seeing that look on your face. When you hide under the surface, like troubled water running gold. Well, some can heal, but this won't. So, before you go, was there something I could have said to make your heart beat better? If only I'd have known you had a storm to weather. So, before you go, was there something I could have said to make it all stop hurting? Kills me how your mind can make you feel so worthless. So, before you go,
This just makes no sense.
Before you go, was there something I could have said to make your heart beat better? If only I'd have known you start to weather sound before you go. Was there something I could have said to make it all stop hurting? Kills me how your mind can make you feel so worthless. So before you go.
So we were doing some research about this song.
Yo, right?
Kind of like,
Hold on, I need a second before we go into this discussion, bro. Woo-wee. Oh my god. Wow. That was crazy.
I love that song.
I love them, bro. Their voices are ridiculous, bro. Like, I don't distinctly remember that song, like, ever hearing that song. I'm sure I
I
have.
love that song.
But, man, like, the things they do with a song is just ridiculous. Like, Amy...
Christina's face, she's really eyeing you down.
Yo, right? I'm sorry, I'm not gonna say anything bad. Like the last video, I'm sorry. Look, she's like, I ain't playing with you. I ain't playing.
She's like, you told me it wasn't me.
Yeah, right? Oh, man.
our discussion, and we saw that Louis Capaldi actually wrote the song about his aunt who took her own life. So that really adds a lot of context to like the meaning of this, and that's going to kind of guide our discussion today. Yeah, so we're going to go through 2 of the lines and break them down, get kind of deep into this. If you really like personal growth and like self-improvement, you will like this a lot, and you will also love our podcast, the Cimorelli podcast, which we have a separate YouTube channel for, and it's also on our Patreon. All the links for that will be in the description. So the first lyric we want to talk about is, if only I'd have known you had a storm to weather. And this is about like isolation, not reaching out or opening up to people, the point where they don't realize like how much is going on inside of you because you're just keeping it all to yourself.
Yeah, I've had a lot of times where my mind just makes me think that I'm so much more alone than I actually am. Oh, this person wouldn't care, that person wouldn't understand. You have to carry this all by yourself. Like, I'll try to say something and I physically can't. But then when I actually get the courage to reach out, it's never the way that I thought, and people do care and they do support you, but your brain can really mess with you like that.
If you truly think about it, there are probably some people in your life that will care, like the lyric in the song. He's saying, like, if only I'd have known you had a storm to weather, I would have been there for you. There are people that will be there for you, and you won't know unless you take the risk of opening up to them, because I had to learn that very tough lesson in my own life.
We've all been through that kind of experience of there's a lot going on, but you're too scared to open up for whatever reason, and you isolate yourself. So we're each gonna say like some things that we told ourselves that kept us isolated in the moment. Why like people didn't know we had a storm to weather. When I would have like these really bad panic attacks in the middle of the night, and I would want so badly to reach out to someone, but I remember literally going through every name in my phone and just looking and thinking about each person. And I remember at the end of it, I would just be like, oh, they already have enough going on in their life, and I don't want to add to their burden, especially in the middle of the night. So I would just kind of tell myself this is a burden for them, and I don't want to add to what they're already going through in their life. I can relate to that with maybe like a little bit of a twist. I always felt like I had to be like strong for like everyone in my life, so I have to carry all this. I can't possibly put this on someone else. Like you said, I can't burden them. This would be way too much for someone else to handle. They have enough, and I need to be strong and keep it together and keep it all in.
Yeah, I always felt like if I said something, it would just be dismissed, or people wouldn't really take it seriously, because I'm not really the kind of person that shows my feelings very easily. So I think a lot of people kind of think like, oh, like you're so put together, like, oh, you're fine, that if I said something.
That was the one we just watched! Wasn't it?
No.
Really?
I thought you were saying that because I was like, that's how I am, but no.
No, because I'm sure the one... I'm literally tying this back to the Guess Who's Singing, but I'm pretty sure because I think next week was the strong comment.
Yeah, we're both like in opposite spaces. I'm like so deep in this conversation.
I'm listening.
I'm not even there, bro. I'm not even on that
but
video.
But at the same time,
I'm so
like,
deep in this
what
conversation.
they're saying is going back to literally the hints of the Guess Who's Singing. So now my mind's like, oh my god.
I'm so deep in this conversation.
Alright,
like, I didn't even
I'll
know
just
you were
leave it.
talking
I'll
about
keep it to
consistency.
myself.
No. That's what they're talking about. Don't do that.
Keep it to myself.
I always just felt like and still struggle with feeling like I don't deserve to get help. Sometimes I don't even think about asking because it's
Wow.
like, oh yeah, you're having a hard time. Like that's normal. Like that's your life. That's what you get. You
That's
know?
what
I want to break down. I thought about pausing after Lawrence. She kind of stole my thunder. But I thought about pausing after Lawrence because I feel like on our Cimorelli reactions, we have a large female reaction base, viewer base. But still, for my gentlemen that do watch this, like I feel like as a guy, a lot of people are like, you aren't supposed to reach out. You aren't supposed to say anything. And like,
I hate that.
yeah, and you know, like I'm very, very guilty of it. Like I'm very not saying this for other people. Like if one of my guy friends hit me up right now, I was like, yo, I'm struggling with blah blah blah. I'm like, bro, I got you. I'm here. Like no judgment whatsoever. But I always feel like being that guy to actually reach out is always like, you know, it's tough because it's like, yo, like you look soft at that point.
I hate that.
You know, and I'm like, yo, I ain't
I
soft.
hate that
bro.
a guy that's like.
I'm not soft.
I feel like it shouldn't even matter whether you're a male or a female.
No, it shouldn't.
If you need
It
help,
shouldn't.
like,
But
you
it's
have
just
to, like, not gonna say you have to get help, but like you should. Like a guy going for help, like I feel like almost like people make it seem like it like takes their like manhood or something.
Right.
Like
that's what the point of pausing it was. Is it doesn't. And
it really does.
no matter what, we're here, guys. I mean, listen, if I sat here and listed all the things that I struggle with mentally, like you guys would be like, whoa. And you know, just being vulnerable enough to say that on a video as a guy should show you that it is okay to reach out and talk to people when you're going through stuff, you know. One of the people I go to most is sitting right here, you know. Like if something's going on, I just gotta let it out, you know. But anyway, back to the video. Sorry, I just wanted to say that.
Deserve.
That's what you deserve. I don't know why I see myself that way, but
That's so sad.
That is really sad.
crumbles sometimes for me.
To open up and to ask for help and to let people in, you have to be vulnerable. And
Yeah.
the thought of being vulnerable, even in like stuff like
It's
this,
scary.
sets off these giant alarm bells in my head, and I start like glitching hardcore. So I'd
Glitching.
rather just take care of myself because historically to myself, I've been the only one that takes care of myself. When I look at it in a wider perspective, that's not true. I'm not the only one who can take care of myself and hold my pain and be there for me. There are other people, and I just have to risk the vulnerability and the unsafe feeling for something that is safe.
A lot of times when I'm wanting to reach out to people, I start to think they're gonna judge me. And I try to play out the conversation in my head like, I'm gonna say this, and they're gonna say this. And I feel like I almost judge them as not being a safe place. And it's because I've had experiences where I tried to open up and sometimes people weren't a safe place. So if
Yeah.
anyone ever did that, I would think back to that time and then that would stop me from reaching
Like
out.
everyone's gonna be like this now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, so I think we all have a different thing that we tell ourselves of why we can't open up to people. But the reality is, even if you take the chance and you tell someone how you're feeling and they don't react the way that you want them to, you'll still be okay. Like, it's not really gonna make you feel any worse. Like, you already feel so bad. It's not gonna make things worse. But there's this chance that it could make things so much better if they do respond the way that you need them to. I just realized, like, it's worth the risk of just taking this chance of opening up.
I literally
Even
thought that
if
was
it
the
goes
video
wrong,
at first.
Me
The
too.
idea of it going better could really heal me in this moment.
I think when we're in these situations, we don't realize we are way more in control than we think. When it comes to opening up to someone, you can take it slow, see if that person is trustworthy and safe, and if they're showing any signs they're not, you can stop, you can say, actually, I don't want to talk about this anymore. You can wrap it up, you can leave, and you can still
Sorry, guys.
find someone who's actually safe. So it's not like if you open up to one person doesn't work out, you can never open up to anyone because you don't know if it's going to be safe or not. You actually have more options there than you think you do.
Also,
Yeah.
don't forget that maybe you don't feel comfortable talking to someone that you know really well, but you could also reach out to like a hotline, a teacher, you could tell a religious leader, talk to a counselor, a therapist. There's so many different options. So if you feel like, well, I can't talk to anyone, like there's so many different types of people you can reach out to.
Absolutely. And the next lyric, the last one we're going to talk about is, It kills me how your mind can make you feel so worthless. Ugh. I've said this before in concerts. We aren't born thinking that we're horrible and we're worthless and all these things. Like, things happen, people say things, you get shamed by people, you get insulted by people, and somehow we end up taking those insults on as our identity because we've been told them by other people. So we think like, oh, it must be true, they told me this, and then we replay them all the time. Something that someone told you when you're like 7, it could be a really big part of your identity because it felt true at the time. You didn't know any better when you were a kid, of course, you were just a kid. So you took it on as part of your identity without ever questioning it. So I think we should talk about some times that our minds have made us feel worthless, like how we've gone through this experience.
I would say that my mind made me feel like trash because I would speak to myself in a horrifying way that I would never speak to myself now. I would be so rude and like putting too much pressure on myself, pushing myself too hard, and like sometimes outwardly insulting myself, which is horrifying looking back on it.
I just automatically put myself last so often. Like, other people need me to do this, other people need me to do that. That goes straight to the top of my list, and it's like, oh, well, I need to take a nap, take a shower, go buy food at the grocery store. No, that can wait. Don't do that today. After you do that for too long, you just start to see yourself like a piece of dirt. It's like, oh, whatever you need doesn't matter. Just do what you think other people need that is so urgent, even if it's not.
When I was a teenager, I had this really strong belief that I was ugly, that I wasn't pretty. I thought it was so true, and if anyone said, oh, you look pretty or you're beautiful, I would just think, oh, they just feel bad for me. They're just saying that out of pity. No matter how many people said that to me, I would never believe it because I didn't believe it myself. And as I got older, I started to shift my view of beauty. I basically started to think of it more as like the way I felt about myself. And it became so much more than just like, oh, my hair looks good today, I am pretty. Oh, my hair looks bad today, I am ugly. It became more of an unconditional thing, but I didn't realize how much power just simply having this belief had over my entire life.
At my worst place in...
I'm gonna tell you this. That changed my life. Because I used to feel the same way, yo. That changed my life. Like, I'm telling you, bro, like, yo, when you can, like, really, like, just look in the mirror and feel good, bro. And you know what changed my life in that factor? I'm sorry, guys, I'm ranting. If you want to skip through this, you can skip through it and listen to the video. But what changed my life in that aspect was acquiring, like, knowledge. Like, I feel like I taught myself more and learned more, and I just felt better about myself. And it's scary because I feel like sometimes I, like, even hide my identity in working hard.
Really?
Yeah. Because, like, I don't know. For some reason, I have my self-worth tied to, like, working hard. It's kind of crazy. Like, just think about me. Like, the person I am.
I can see it.
Right? Like, I feel like I do that way too often. But yeah, this whole conversation is actually crazy. What Amy said, like, I related to so hardcore. Even what Catherine just said, like, it's crazy, bro. This is legit. If you guys are listening to this and you need help with anything, please feel free to reach out.
In my experience with depression, I would tell myself all the time that I had nothing left to give, or I had nothing to offer, or I was helpless and there's no way out of these situations. And I was just tearing myself down like all day long. Like, I'd lay in my bed and just be like thinking those same things over and over and over.
It's not really like brought on by a specific situation or anything really happening, but I just get this like dark voice that comes into my head, and I started calling it the demon voice because at first when this started happening, like, I was just like, oh, I'm in a really bad place because I just feel like I have no future, everything is horrible, everything's bad, and there's nothing I can do to fix it. That wasn't actually what I thought about my real life and my real stuff. If I looked like logically, like, okay, I have friends, I have a job that I like there are good things in my life. So when I started separating that from myself, then I was able to just kind of like not listen to that and just keep continuing with my life, and soon enough it would pass and I would stop feeling that way and stop thinking that way. But if I actually listened to that and lived that way, like, that would have taken me down a really bad path.
I think something important to note about all these beliefs that we have is that they came from experiences with other people, and we put that power in other people's hands when we let them define who we are and create our identity. But we have to make our opinions on ourselves matter and choose that they actually are valid and important, instead of what we normally do, which is where we say, oh, this is my opinion of myself, but it's down here, and everyone else's opinion of me is up here. That's not true. It's something that I've come to realize through my life. So if you guys enjoyed this discussion, this is like a mini version of our podcast, the Cimorelli podcast. And once again, it's linked in the description, but we linked some specific episodes that we think you will like if you like this. We linked our episode on body image in the description, and also there are a few episodes that are on Patreon only. Patreon is actually what funds our podcast. Shout out to the patrons. We have some amazing ones on there, which are insecurities and self-worth, how to deal with conflict, and toxic positivity, amongst many more. We linked our Patreon in the description, and if you join, you can watch all of those.
Also, I made a self-love playlist on our Spotify of positive songs that make me feel better when I am down to myself. So if you want to follow that, that's in the description as well.
It's time for
Question of the week.
Before they do this, we become a patron.
Maybe.
I want to hear the. There was one of them, I forget which one it was, but there was one of them. Huh?
Toxic positivity.
Toxic positivity, and the one before that, I think. I don't know, but yeah, the titles look crazy.
Every week, we answer a question from one of you guys on social media. This week's question comes from Twitter. This is from @vibinwithcimorelli. And they said, if you could only watch one movie for the rest of your life, what would it be and why?
Titanic.
Robinsons, because
I love that movie.
It is funny.
I don't remember that one.
Really?
It picks me up.
Oh, we're watching it.
I would say Divergent. It's got the drama, it's got the action, it's got the love story, it's got it all. I love that movie. Yes, I want to watch it.
I used to love
That's
it.
shocking.
Probably 17 again with Zac Efron, because it's like heartwarming, funny, perfect package.
I'm trying to think of what have I never gotten bored of, and it's just always fun to quote all the time. I don't think you want to watch a deep, like, sad movie for the rest of your life. A Cinderella story.
That's a good one.
Never gets old, and it's
That's
so
a good one.
quotable, and I feel like I would just never get bored of it.
I think I would probably go with my all-time favorite movie, which is Pride and Prejudice with Keira Knightley.
Yes!
Because that movie is a masterpiece. I will fight you. It's beautiful.
I will fight you.
Make sure you click subscribe and join the
Avengers.
Sim Fam. We're a positive community, and we aim to lift each
Specifically
other up,
Endgame.
to grow
It's
together,
so long.
to meme together, to have fun together, and to just be there for each other. So if you feel like you don't belong anywhere, you belong here with us in the Sim Fam. So click subscribe and join the
I
Sim
love that.
Fam.
Thanks for watching. We love the Sim Fam.
That goes.
So loud.
That goes for us too, guys.
Every pound.
Song is up.
All right, let's do it, ladies. We're all
Okay.
so energetic.
Did she play this?
Holy cow, that one looked really good. Yeah, that rages. That rages.
That rages.
Did she play that? Oh, that was sick. Yeah, Alyssa, that's how you feel?
Mm-hmm.
That was a really good video, man. Like, I don't know, man. Cimorelli got me emotional tonight.
I did. I wanted to cry.
Yo, right?
But that's just my sensitive side coming out.
Nah, it's not just you. I was feeling it too. I ain't gonna lie, bro. It was hitting me. Especially when Amy started talking about, like, what'd she say? She said something in there, and I was like, whoa. And then Catherine got up and said what she said. I was like, ooh. Yeah, I really didn't, I don't know. I feel like I still didn't hit my glow up yet, though. Y'all keep waiting for me, bro. Y'all keep waiting. I'm gonna hit my glow up. What's that face for? Yo, y'all see this? Y'all see this? You just, like, low-key was like... That's basically what you just said.
I was like, keep waiting.
Wow. That's
think
tough.
it is.
No, you're not. That's tough.
I am.
I see how it is. You see how she treats me, guys? Anyway. Keep grinding. Keep chasing your dreams. Remember, nothing worth having comes easy. Also, there's a home here for you as well. If you need anything, join our Discord. Hit me up.
Literally.
Hit Alyssa up.
All our socials are linked down below. Eeny, meeny, miny, pick one.
Facts. But we're out, man. Keep grinding. Keep chasing your dreams. Nothing worth having comes easy, man. Peace.